I would get an audition, let alone a booking. Like that seemed like so.
Yes.
So if anyone's out there listening and watching, it's actually not that far off.
Before we get into this interview, if you could hit the subscribe button, it would mean so much to us, and it doesn't cost you a damn thing. I like to start at the beginning of when you got bit by the acting bug.
Yeah, it's a good question. And I know I was very, very young. Very, very young. And I don't remember the moment. But my parents put me in Theater Aquarius summer school when I was 7 years old. I was a year too young officially to go to this summer program, but they put me in. And it was just so many kids and total theater nerd stuff, and loved it. And then it was just always a part of my life. Actually, when I wrote the essays to apply, because I thought I was going to be a musical theater actor, like
okay.
I thought I was going to go to Broadway, and then I realized I don't excel at singing or dancing, or acting. But when you apply and you write the essays about like your whole journey and everything. So when my mom was giving birth to me, she used, they have like a focal point when you're in labor. She used a Theater Aquarius poster, and it's still up in their house, and it's beautiful. So I was like, oh my gosh, was this destiny to
right?
be in the arts? But my parents, they're not artists, but they have always supported the theater and love that. And I grew up going to theater. And yeah, I just always kind of, when I was a kid, envisioned myself in like the dressing room and on stage. And then growing up, I was like, I think it's going to be more camera. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
When did you realize the switch into camera?
I think that came later, because in university, I was still studying theater. And once I'd realized, I'm not going to be going to Sheridan or musical theater. So it's just theater. It's a little bit limited. So I kind of wanted to expand just what I could do. And then I heard about, the money you can make in commercials, and I always loved movies, and it just kind of naturally came. And then I was like, and then voice acting. I think we should all be doing voice. Why not?
Yes.
Just get it all going. Yeah.
Nice. And so where did you go to school for post-secondary?
So I went to McMaster, actually, in Hamilton, and it wasn't really like an acting program per se. So it was more history, and you take humanities, a bunch of different kind of classes. But I got to do a lot of plays, and I got to meet a lot of friends that I still have today, which is great. And some people did go into the acting field early on. Some of them aren't doing it anymore, some are. So I always knew that I wanted to be an actor, but my parents are like, you can't get an agent until you're graduated university.
Oh.
Which, some people have this theory. It's like, well, if you start younger, you're going to get ahead faster and be more successful. But I don't believe that anymore. I think it's just we're all on our own different journeys. So yeah, but then once I graduated, I started coming to Toronto, taking so many different kind of classes here, and continue doing that. Yeah.
Nice. Do you have some favorite classes in Toronto?
I do. You know what? I always tell actors Second City. Mm-hmm. Casting loves to see it, for improv, for commercials especially, just to loosen you up and get into that improv brain, which I actually love for all my auditions to this day. A little improv before going into the audition, I think, is so helpful. I went to Armstrong. I learned a lot there, a lot of technical stuff, just even like how to slate. What is a slate? A lot of people just kind of try to jump into acting and don't have the technical, even the vocabulary or knowledge. So I did learn a lot there. Pro Actors Lab, and then the Dirt underneath. It's an East End studio.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed some time there before I moved back to Hamilton, yeah.
And you're an instructor in Hamilton now,
Yes, so HamOnt Acting Studio. We're just 2.5 years old, so still newer under Jessica Clement.
Nice.
And that has been so wonderful to kind of be on the other side of classes and helping people and sharing all this knowledge of the years and years of the classes that I took. And I still try to take classes ongoing now as well. I think it's important. And Jeb Beach, I just did a casting workshop with him on the Zoom, and they bring in casting, and that's really cool.
Nice. And what age range do you teach out in Hamilton?
So right now I'm doing the kids class, so it's 8 to 12.
Nice.
Which is a fun age. And then I also assist with the adults and teens class, and if Jess can't be there, then I step in. Taught last night actually, and there it's basically 13 to, there's no age limit. We have people into their 70s. Some people, it's their second career. They've retired and they're like, I've always wanted to try acting and get into acting. And we try to hook them up. A lot of people have got agents or auditioning.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's
exciting.
So cool. Yeah, I love when people retire and they're like, yeah, I do want to try this. Like, that's so nice.
It's great. Especially, you don't want to live with regret. You know, not everyone thinks they can do it right away, but
yeah,
it's never too late.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And I like those classes that include all ages because, yeah, it can be just like, oh, it's a whole bunch of new, young actors at, like, you know, the same age. I like the diversity of ages and everything. It's nice.
Well, you know, chances are on set, if you do book things when you're working with all different ages. So it's great for everyone to get that kind of exposure.
100%. And what made you want to start teaching? Was it a conscious choice or did the offer come up?
I kind of fell into it in a way. I mean, when I did live in Toronto, I did help a lot of people with self-tapes as a reader. And then I was in the first ever class at HamOnt. I just happened to move back to Hamilton at that time and was looking for some community there. And I couldn't believe I just like fell upon this group of people. And the first class was, I can't remember how many weeks, but some weeks of classes and then a short film. And I still have that on my demo reel right now.
Nice.
And then, yeah, just becoming friends with Jessica. And I think I just offered one day, I was like, yeah, I will shadow you and TA. And then if you can't be there. And then sure enough, that summer she was working and on set and out of town all the time. And it just kind of worked out nicely. Yeah.
That's awesome. That is so cool. Are you union currently?
I am.
Nice.
Yes.
How did union happen for you?
Oh boy, not easily. Yeah, I have to tell you.
Never does.
And no, something I always say too is for years and years, it was always like every New Year's resolution or like birthday candle wish was like,
right, union this year. Yeah.
And then you know what? I was like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And then I started booking a ton of non-union work. And I was kind of content with that. And then just happened to book a SOC role on Accused.
Okay.
We shot actually right in front of Union Station, and it was amazing. You know, your first trailer, your first experience, and just got that credit. And
nice.
I did debate. I was on the fence for a while. I was like, oh, I don't know. I know I'm gonna, you know, kind of lose some opportunities.
Right.
But ultimately, it felt for me the time to try and just see what that life would be. And I'm glad I did it. I'm glad that I'm sticking on this train. And it wasn't as busy for a while, and it does fluctuate. But it just felt like something I wanted to try.
Nice. And was that a conversation you had with your agent at the time as well, or was it just you making your own decision?
It was a conversation I had with a lot of people, to be honest, at the time, because I was making it like such a big deal in my head, like, you know, and I think for a lot of us, it's like our career is so important, you know, you sacrifice so much for this acting career, and, you know, is it a mistake, or, oh, well, how are things going to change? And it's any changes can be scary. So I did speak with my agents about it, and they were a little bit reluctant at first. Fair enough, because like I was working non-union world and booking stuff, so of course it's like, do you want to give that up? But you know, they supported me, and I appreciate that. And now I think it's working out.
Nice. Yeah. That's awesome. And who's your agent? What agency are you with?
So I'm with Hero Artists.
Nice.
And it's 3 wonderful women. We have Jessica Brown in Vancouver, and Jessica Martin's in Toronto. And we have another wonderful agent. She's on mat leave right now, Brienne.
Amazing.
Yeah, and they all work together, so that's pretty cool.
Wicked. And how long have you been with Hero?
It's been a while. I think I'm coming up on 8 years.
Okay, nice. So you like being with them?
Yeah, I do. They're keeping me busy. Yeah.
That's amazing. Are they your first agent as well, or have you been with other agents?
I have, and it's a story that comes up with the students a lot as well, because I know it can be so hard, especially getting that first agent. It definitely took me years.
Yeah.
And back in the day, I don't know if you did this, you go with your hard copy of resume, headshot, and I used to burn the DVDs of my class scenes because I didn't really have a proper demo reel, and go into all these agencies and drop it off, and yeah, it wasn't pretty. It was definitely an obstacle for me, but it can be done. I'm proof of it. And and then I had a couple other smaller agencies and kind of like people that were one person of an agency.
Right.
And, you know, didn't know what I was doing. And as most of us don't, and you kind of go out for music videos or a lot of random open call type things, cattle call type things. And then just kind of, I'm such a loyalist, like never want to leave agents, of course.
Yeah, it's hard. It's tricky. It's always tricky.
It's always tricky,
there's too many emotions.
It is, just in general.
Yeah. So when did you feel like it was like the right time for you to move on to another agent?
It just was with someone, I just felt like I wasn't busy. And, you know, you go to auditions back in the day when everything was in person, and you kind of talk to other people or hear conversations like, oh, how often are you auditioning? People are like, oh, like 7 times a week, 5 times a week. And I was like, oh, man. And at that time, I think it was 1 a month, maybe. And I was like, that doesn't seem great. I don't know.
Right.
And it just felt like a time to shake things up. And the more actors you meet, the more people you meet. And someone gave me a referral when I went to another one. And yeah, and it's just kind of snowballed.
Amazing. And for Hero Artist, was it like, were you applying to a bunch and doing several meetings, or were you referred? And
I think I was kind of, a while ago, spreading information out there and trying. I think I might have met with a couple people at that time. But I don't know, it just kind of clicked with them when I had my meeting, and I just, yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. And what were some things that you look for in an agent? Like, what are some things that are important to you?
Tamac. That's definitely a big one. I think hopefully they don't have a lot of people like in your demographic, in your hit. So and they did mention that. I remember now at the meeting saying, you know, we don't have anyone that you'd be competing with, which is great.
Right.
And now IMDb Pro is always a good place to look too if people are doing the search right now, because you can search by rosters and see who people are rep by and if there's anyone like you. Yeah.
I love IMDb Pro.
Right?
Every time I watch something. Like, they're Canadian, who's their agent?
Yeah, it's so smart.
All the time. That's awesome. And you produced some short films as well. Tell me about the first short film you did.
The first one. Well, I can't remember exactly the first one, but the first one that comes to mind that was a big deal for me was called Pero Caro. And it was a comedy and just so bizarre and weird, and shot it with friends. And I was so happy how it turned out. And it premiered at the Hamilton Film Festival.
Amazing.
And it was a dream come true to have something screened with family and friends. So that was one I was really proud of. And more recently, I think I had mentioned to you, I just finished this short. We've submitted it to some festivals, so we're waiting to hear. It's called Super Retired.
Yes.
And it's so fun with Kim Lombard, who's come up on the show before with Sarah, because he writes for Pink Is In. Nice. And so we did this short about a retired superhero, and we shot at Canada's smallest bar in Guelph, which I didn't know existed, but it's so cool. It's like a character in the short. And we are working on expanding it, which at this point, we're not sure what it is, if it's going to be a series or an anthology and link it together as a feature. So it's interesting. It's like, do we write something to be commercialized, or are we just going to write what we want and have fun and make some wild art? So it's been cool. It's been really good to have some things on the back burner to focus on. Absolutely.
And do you like the producing side of things?
I do. I think for me, like, acting's always number one. So it's all these things service that. So when you're producing something that you're in, it can be satisfying. It's like, wow, all these things come together, and it is very, very rewarding. I think it's so ambitious when people direct and they're in it and produce. It could be so many hats, and you can learn so much. But I think for me, I would love to direct, but I'd also love to act, and maybe keep those separate for a while, just to like excel at either of those things.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What kind of films would you like to direct?
That's a good question too. I'm open to anything, to be honest. Yeah. I love movies so much, and when I watch things, I always like take in what I like and things that are different. I like kind of stylized things. So it'd be fun to experiment with that. That's like definitely some goals coming up. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite genre, or just anything good?
Oh, that's a good question. I think this year my favorite movie was The Substance. Did you see it?
No, I'm seeing it on Friday.
Oh, yay! I'm so
Because there's like a little small theater that's playing it on the big screen, and I want to see it on the big screen.
Yeah, you want to see it on the big screen.
Yeah.
Be prepared.
I heard it's really good.
Yeah, it's longer than I thought.
Okay.
Because I went to see it at one of the theaters around here, like one of those, like, I don't know if it's I don't know. Anyway. And it was such an experience, and I was like, I love this. But I also felt ill after. It was just intense.
Yeah.
But I love comedies, too. I want to, like, have a good time. But I guess I also like things that have really great acting in it, and you just get lost in it. And TV's become so cinematic, too. So I almost want to say I like TV more now than films, because there's so much great stuff out there.
100%. Yeah, it's definitely a nice golden TV era. I really love it. Do you have a favorite TV show?
Of all time?
I was gonna say all time.
I just
maybe
watched,
like the last couple, anything recent.
Yeah, I
that
just
comes
watched
to mind?
Disclaimer with Kate Blanchett. That was incredible.
Nice.
That was so good. Off the top of my head, Party Down, so fun. I don't know if you've seen that. Great show for actors. It's like a bunch of actors that work in catering.
Oh
and
my
Adam
gosh.
Scott's in it. I feel like a bunch of people you like are in this, and Jane Lynch.
Oh yeah.
That's a really fun show. I mean, I feel like I grew up on Sex and the City.
Nice.
So much fun. Broad City also.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like an
Broad
influence
City.
for you. It's
Yeah.
really fun.
I love.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite experience on set that you've had?
That's a great question too. Well, the first union job was special, and I feel like I will always remember that. But even backtracking on my first job on set was like, wow, this is actually happening. And it was this non-union show that shot in Hamilton, and it was so exciting just to like be there and see all the trucks and be like, wow, this is happening. And I remember like being called to set and being like, okay, it's time to go. And it was like out of body experience almost, where it's like, you know, when the walls are almost moving and you're like, this is happening, oh my gosh.
Right.
And it was a cool show. I just kept getting thrown on a bed and had to make out with a guy all day. So I will always remember that day because it was just so epic and special. And during the pandemic, I also used to make a lot of things in Toronto in my apartment, and one of them was a fan film for Hellraiser.
Nice.
And I had all the pinhead scented by makeup, and that took 3.5 hours. And that I will never forget that day either because it was intense.
That's so nuts. That's a long time.
It was a long time, so I can appreciate when people talk about being in the makeup chair for hours and hours before you even start your day. It's
Have you watched Penguin?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it. Yeah,
So good.
every day too. That guy
So
getting
good.
in there.
Yeah, could you imagine? That was the other thing that blew my mind, was that when they were casting for the Batman movie for someone to play Penguin, they were like, the hot guy will obviously just make him really ugly.
Yeah, we're just gonna spend a lot of work on that.
What? It's so mind-blowing. But yeah, it was a good show too.
Yeah, I like that.
You had a short film that did really well in Isolation Film Fest, or that competition.
Yes.
What was that about? Tell me everything.
Tell you it all. It was loosely based on what was happening at the time. It was the beginning of the pandemic when everything was just terrifying.
Right.
And this is a 3-minute short that we packed a lot of visuals into, and basically about someone in isolation. And I think, you know, it was covering a couple years, and just intruders would come and different things would come, and the rations, and things just got worse and worse and worse. And then at the end we find out there's aliens.
Which is
coming to
very likely at this point.
I know, right? I was like kind of predicting, yeah, that's coming.
Right.
So it would just kind of came together. Yeah, I was really proud of that. Just
Nice.
visually, it looked really
And
good.
it got second place in Canada.
Yes.
And you entered it in the UK too, right?
Yep.
That's amazing.
It's called Days.
Days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. And where can people watch it?
I believe everything is definitely connected to, I feel like I connected all the things, you know, like connected to the Instagram, to the YouTube, to the IMDb. So
We'll put in a link below.
Yeah, we'll put it on the link. You can find me. Love to connect. Yeah.
Amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
How long did it take to film that?
That was over probably about a week.
Okay,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, a week because it was all in the apartment. So
yeah,
definitely. There was no hours, like set hours, because it was just there, nothing else to do during that time. So
yeah, that's amazing. What is your biggest, or what is something that has surprised you from producing that? Like everybody has an idea of producing in their head. What is something that surprised you about the process of actually producing?
Getting it done? I think that people can let you down, and that's okay, because as the producer, you do have to kind of have multiple backup plans, and the idea is that it will get done, and you have to make it get done. And I think people have good intentions, but you know, you can have such a small crew, you could have such a big crew, and just being able to get it done, whatever it may take. And sometimes it means more money, and sometimes it means more efficiency, and and changing the vision can happen as well. But I think ultimately for me, it's like you want things to get finished, and some things don't make it to the finish line. Like the ball gets dropped at every level.
Yeah. I was thinking about all of the stuff you do at the beginning where you work for free, where you're, we'll give you the footage, and you never get that footage.
I know, it happens so often.
It's a crime.
It's for the experience, you know, but it's nice to get the footage, because I know people need to build their demo reels
and whatnot. Yeah, absolutely. How did you build your demo reel? At first you said it was scenes from class and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
Okay, nice.
And, you know, I had a joke with a couple friends that was like the non-union bingo card of TV shows, because there's like so many of them, and trying to collect footage from that.
Like See No Evil, Haunted Hospital.
Which are great.
Thy Neighbor.
I love them. So kind of just, I think it took a while, you know, just slowly building it, and doesn't have to be more, isn't always better, and just getting some things, and so it just took time.
Yeah. And do you have one demo reel, or do you have like a comedy and a drama one?
At the moment, I just have one, but I do like that idea of having.
I like the idea too. Do I have that? No.
No, I did put some scenes up on YouTube, actually, like class scenes that I thought turned out very well, which was, sorry, Mike, something that I didn't know. I'm like, I don't know if this is cringe, but I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I like these scenes, and I'm proud of them, and they're just like really good self-tapes, and can show if someone's looking for more of my acting that maybe the audition didn't show enough for them, and then you attach the demo reel. It's like, well, here's even something else too, like some more range and more things.
Absolutely. Do you hesitate about posting stuff a lot because of the cringe? I do.
Really?
Yeah, all the time.
I don't think so much anymore. I think I had a shift when my best friend, I was like questioning, like, should I post this thing? She's like, if you have the urge to want to post something, from now on, you don't need anyone's permission, just post it.
Yeah.
And it's like, people are following you either because they like you, they're your friend, they're interested, or if they're like hate following you. But either way, haters gonna hate. So
right.
So now I'm just like, if I want to post it and just post things it's for me. It's for me.
Yeah.
And you know what, if it's cringe, oh well, you can unfollow me. That's my new thing.
Yeah, I've really adapted just like throughout this podcast. I think I always have that analyzing the cringe, and you're just like looking at it, it's ready to go, and you're like, is this a good idea? Do I send this? But I usually just hit send anyway.
Yeah.
It just gets lost in the ethers anyway.
That's the thing. It's like there's so much going on that even if you don't like something, it's not going to be remembered.
Yeah, I think we put too much weight on it.
We put so much weight, I feel like, on everything. Do you think that you are a deep feeler as a person?
Yeah, but I like to shut it down.
To suppress those emotions.
I'm getting better at it. I do think I'm a deep feeler. Yes, I'll say that.
I was wondering do we think all actors are?
No, I don't
Some are just technical, like just.
Yeah, I think some are technical. Right. I think some are just very observant and like parrot-like, you know, they can just kind of like really observe and copy. I don't think they even necessarily have to feel it. But
I think as a human being, it's a gift.
Yeah.
So I don't think you should shut it down.
Yeah, I know. It's I cry at everything.
Really?
Yeah, too happy, too sad. Like Kristen Bell said in an interview on Ellen, she's like, if I'm not between like a 2 and a 7, I'm crying. And I was like, oh my God, me too. Like too happy or too cute of a moment. I'm
it's just like exploding.
100%. Yeah. Which is fine. I don't like crying in front of other people. I'll cry all day at home by myself. Is that healthy? I have therapy booked. Don't worry.
That's okay. No, I mean, it's a lot. Life can be a lot. It's a lot to deal with, I think, and we have to just like be compassionate with ourselves. And no, that's good. I'm a big.
What do you
therapy
think? Do you think? Yeah, I like therapy too. Please go to therapy, everybody. It's so nice. So do you think? What's your opinion on, like, are you a deep feeler?
I am.
Yeah.
But I also have a love-hate relationship with it because it can be derailing sometimes, or just, it can be a bit overwhelming or consuming, but also I'm trying to be more compassionate with myself and realize it's like these emotions they're signals and they're for a reason.
Yeah.
And also remembering them for acting. To be able to copy perhaps later. But I mean, what else are we doing here? We're trying to.
I know, right?
Human experience.
It's the human experience. I just don't like some of it.
I know. I agree. I really do. But it's like we don't get the good stuff without the bad stuff in a way.
Yeah.
That's what I try to remind myself. And like, it passes. These feelings pass.
Yeah.
Like the weather.
Yes, exactly. 100%. Even like a couple weeks ago, winter blues.
Oh yeah.
Slapped me in the face.
It's getting rough. I feel like this time of year.
Yeah.
It is. I didn't want to bring it up. I know the weather talk, but honestly, I feel like it is a factor. And it's like,
100%. No sun.
Let's talk about it. We earn our summers, and I guess it makes us tough Canadians.
And not only is it like winter blues for like everyone, it's also slow season for actors. And then you just had the holidays where everybody's asking you about your life. And so you're just like,
well, you're killing it.
Fine. Oh, well, thank you.
I am obsessed that you do this.
Oh, thanks.
I love it so much, and
it's like I should be sponsored by somebody.
You should. I think you should, and I just think it's such a great platform that you are giving to artists. It's so important.
Thank you.
And I think, we had chatted a little bit about how important community is.
Yes.
And I found when I was acting in Toronto, I felt less community, surprisingly. In Hamilton, I feel like there's a strong community with our studio and actors.
Is it because it's so concentrated?
I wonder. I wonder what that is. Because maybe in Toronto, it's like everyone's spread out and you have like some friends, you take some classes. And I felt like the classes were a little more intimidating. Have you taken a lot of like classes here?
Class 1 is the worst.
Oh.
Don't you find class 1 where you all go in and you all sit down?
Sizing each other up.
Exactly. Yeah. And then they're like, okay, perform your monologue or scene or whatever. And so you're like, I have to kill it to make sure everyone in this room knows that I'm awesome, I'm good, and I deserve to be here, or whatever.
I know.
And then you go and you do it, and you're there to work on stuff. Like, you're there to play. And so it's not even the right mindset for a class. But then after that, it's fine. Everybody's friends. Like, after that. But you definitely feel it in class.
I don't know if you remember, I don't know if they still do this. There'd be a board of actors and their bookings. So it's kind of like the studio supporting them and like kind of maybe taking credit.
Oh, okay.
And I remember going to class and like, how do you even get on? Like how? Like it seemed like so many steps, or
it feels so far away.
So far away. It's like, how do you even get how do I get an audition? Let alone a booking? Like that seemed like so.
Yes.
So if anyone's out there listening and watching, it's actually not that far off. I just feel like it's kind of
one email.
Send. But I do feel like it's a little bit gate kept. Like how, like the whole. Do you feel that way?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes if almost clicky. You have to get into the clicks, and the clicks are already established. So how do you get into the clicks? I find theater is a bit more like that with clickiness. And I don't even think, sometimes it's not even done in like a sadistic way or anything like that. It's just that they've worked with them, they know they do a good job, and they're gonna hire them again. And so it makes sense. If I was running a production and I liked working with you, I would hire you again. It's just hard for new people getting in to actually
start.
So
but that's a common thing that I've seen with a lot of the guests here, is they start doing their own things.
Yes, a lot of people starting to do their own things.
That's so inspiring. And then I think that like creates more community, because then people want to be a part of it and branching off to your own thing, but then including those people, and it kind of like builds.
Yes.
So I still have hope.
Right?
For everyone.
I've seen a lot of videos lately that are just about not working or trying to work with necessarily the people above you, but reaching out to the people who are at the same level as you and coming together and collaborating and working on something and building together. And I was like, I should have started that like years ago.
Well, it's funny because I thought you were going to ask me about like advice that you would have.
Do you want me to?
Well, only because that's what I was going to talk about.
Yes.
I think I used to think about networking in a different way, like trying to get something or trying to get help or get a leg up. And now it's like, if I would have told my younger self something, network to make genuine connections.
Yes.
To find the people that you can collaborate with and have fun with. And that would be the advice.
100%, because networking just feels so dirty when it's like, hi,
when you're trying to
are you a director, are you a producer, oh, you're an actor, that's great.
No, and it shouldn't be like that. And also just to like trust the journey and the process a little bit more, and that you will connect with the right people at the right times. Genuine
connections I think go such a long way. 100%. So that's advice you give your younger self is to change how you network.
And just like how I thought about it, or I think I used to really talking about how it was a little bit difficult to get an agent, and I didn't know what I was doing necessarily, and kind of giving myself more compassion and just relax a little bit and enjoy it, and remember that you love acting and you can do that in so many different ways, and it doesn't necessarily have to be at anyone else's speed. And that's the other thing that we had talked about, how I'm kind of acting every day. And another thing we haven't talked about yet, which I would love to tell the people about, is WeAudition, which is kind of like an Uber for actors. It's 24/7. It's subscription based, so you just log on, and there could be anywhere from like 10 to, I don't know, I think I've seen maybe 50 actors on there. Different bios, different things. You can pick someone if you just want to run a scene, if you need a reader. So I hop on as a reader pretty much whenever I'm home. I just have it on, and you might get 4 calls a day, you might get 1, you might get none, and you set your rates. That has been a game changer. So I've been doing that just over a year.
No way.
I've been able to meet people all over the world.
That's amazing.
And kind of learn the climate in different countries and in Canada. I've connected with a couple Canadian people as well. So that's been amazing. I think I'm up to 234 people. Reviews. Not everyone gives you a review, but it's awesome when you get a review.
That's amazing. I did sign up for them at one point. And then I never touched
got into it.
I tried. I think I would have to dedicate more time like you. Like, that sounds like such a good idea. Like, when you're home, turn it on. And when the bell rings or whatever.
You're just like, then you're like, so exciting.
Because then, you are acting every day. You're flexing that muscle every day.
It's cold reading, which I like. So people can either hop on for 15 minutes, a half an hour, or an hour.
Okay.
Sometimes I find 15 minutes is not quite long enough. People usually add another 15 minutes. But sometimes people are prepped. They're ready to go. Some people want a little bit of coaching. Some people just need a reader. But I've had repeat people on there, but it's just like, you really get a taste of what is out there. And some people are just doing commercials, some people are doing features, and then you also get like to see like, ooh, this new Netflix show. Like, you get a little like leg up on what stuff's coming out.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, I think you'd be so good at it too.
I think it would be fun. Yes, WeAudition.
Yeah, WeAudition. Yeah. They might, actually.
I'm such a greedy bitch for sponsors.
They have a podcast too, actually. The owners run a podcast. It's really good.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of theirs. But yeah, that's a good idea, especially for what's coming up. That's fun. I really like that.
It's been really great to connect with people, and we're talking about genuine connections, and
Yeah.
even though it's virtual, you can actually connect with people that way, and
100%.
especially because you're being so vulnerable. It's like, okay, I need it, like I'm pouring my heart out here, I'm doing an audition, and you're really like, you want to support that person, and I always want them to do their best and help out and give them whatever they need. And you're not on camera, right? You're just the reader.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
But you're still acting, and you're still with them.
Yeah.
So highly recommend for everyone.
Nice. And then did you start off, because I know a lot of people start off just doing like pay what you can or tips only or whatever.
Yeah.
And then after a while you set a rate?
Yes. Yeah, you can pick. Some people stay tips only forever because they just trust humanity, and
I don't.
yeah, some of my friends have done it, and they're like, no, most people do still give you something, which is cool. But yeah, I think I made it. I'm gonna do 50, and then once I get 50 reviews, then I'll add a rate.
Nice.
Yeah, which isn't like anything too crazy. And if people give extra, they give extra, which is nice.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And even to do it for free, it honestly is.
Yeah,
rewarding.
I was going to start off with the free, tip if you want to. Because my whole thing, too, is, like, actors pay for a lot. So, I get it.
For sure. I know. But it is so valuable to have that feedback from an actor and have a reader that is actually an actor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. People appreciate it.
You mentioned that you do a little improv before auditions sometimes. Do you have, like, a process for when you're doing auditions?
I'm one of those people, I do like to be as off book as possible. I just feel better about it. Although I'm trying to be less of a perfectionist because there is no perfect, as we know.
Yes.
And just feel really confident in the words. Actually, I will go on WeAudition and just read with people, like to help memorize. And sometimes people will give you like a little feedback as well. So that's kind of these days, the last year where I usually will start is just reading it out loud, getting the words in my head and in my mouth and just kind of figuring out the journey. I love to have a button. I love to have a couple moments before. And that's kind of what I kind of do love self-tapes because I feel like I am directing myself and putting together like something that I want to be proud of. And it's like, here's my movie of the audition and hope you like it. But if you don't, I like it. So
nice. Yeah. And for those who don't know, what's a button?
A button is how we kind of close the scene. So if my character doesn't have the last line, sometimes I'll add a little line or a look or a moment or something that just kind of buttons it all together.
Nice.
I guess, does that
makes
sound like
sense.
what it is?
Yeah, 100%.
Do you do that?
Yeah, sometimes, and it can be, you're right, like as simple as a look. Like I know some people like to just like add a paragraph at the end and you're like, whoa, take it down a notch.
Or some people like to cut it like too soon. It's like, no, leave those like beats in because that can say a lot. And when you watch movies, TV, scenes, they let it roll a long time on actors. Like after the scene is done and the actors are done talking, there is long takes of people sitting in that emotional energy, and I love that.
Yeah, you get some nice gems in there for sure. What is one of your biggest takeaways from teaching other actors? That
people can get good quick. People that can take direction. It's inspiring, and people that just try to do it and are. I love the newbies because they're just fresh and they're just jumping in, and I think it inspires me. So it's a takeaway just to like remember that, to have fun and keep it kind of light and not put so much pressure on myself. And just being able to practice and do it, and then it just takes the nerves away and takes away the uncertainty and just keep it coming, and just kind of always being in that brain is so helpful.
Nice. Are you an optimist?
Do I sound like one?
No, I was curious. I was just going back to the deep emotion conversation in my head. And one thing that I've realized, I guess over the last couple months, is that I'm an optimist generally.
Me too. I am too, generally.
And I find when I go through the lows, it feels like if I was a pessimist, at least I wouldn't drop so far. So I was thinking, is, as an optimist, the highs and the lows, what gets you through the lows?
Knowing that they're not going to last. Really, just knowing the good times aren't going to last and the bad times are not going to last. And I think growing up, the message I always got was like, this industry is so hard, it's so hard, it's so hard. So honestly, I got into it kind of being like, well, I'm not going to go anywhere with this or book anything. So everything that happens that's good is a celebration and is a big deal and something very cool and special. So I think that's what keeps me going. And, you know, if nothing happens, well, I'm still going to keep doing it. You're already doing the thing. Yeah, exactly. We're already doing it.
That's amazing. I love that.
I think it took me a while to get to that place, but I'm here now. So I'm going to try to stay on that mountain as long as I can and just enjoy it for what it is.
Yes. It's funny that you said mountain, because I was just listening to a podcast that was a guy talking about he had climbed a mountain during the night, and at 6 a.m. they reached the top, so the sun is rising, and he sees another mountain, and he's asking the guy, he's like, how long does it take to climb that mountain? And who do I got to talk to? Can I book it through you? And he's like, the guy's like, appreciate the mountain that you're on.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, because you can't see the mountain that you're standing on.
Right.
You already have so much that you are standing on, and that you should appreciate the mountain that you're on. And so I love that. I like that.
It's so true, and we forget
so easily. So easily. What's the hardest part about the acting career for you?
Kind of the vanity. I don't know. That just like popped into my head. I hadn't really like thought about it too much, but I think we are so critical of like what we look like, and that's something that I feel like can spill over right into other aspects. And I think it's just like the pressure I put on myself. Like no one else is putting the pressure on, you know? It's just the stuff
isn't it
that we do
so
to ourselves.
Fun?
Yeah, it's like, wait, we want to do this, so why are we making it so scary? It's not, right? So probably the pressure that I put on myself, but I love it. So somehow balances out.
Right? Somehow all works out. Yeah. Well, I'll ask you one final question before we go. I always say that, but I might go on a tangent after. Anyway, if you could give this chapter of your life or career a title, what would you give it?
So I have thought about this. Excellent. The last chapter I want to give a little shout out to was Hustling and Healing.
Ooh.
I thought you'd like that. And the current one is Rooted and Rising.
What? I love. Do you want to write a book? I feel like those are you're good.
Thank you. Well, I did think about this for a while.
That's all right. I love it.
That, and I think it's great. I think it's a great question, and I think it's good to set an intention, and even if you're not living it, but like have that as almost like a mantra or something that you can come back to. Yeah,
at least an awareness.
Yes, something
what's happening, right?
Because you're not tethered to anything necessarily in this industry or people that you have a little personal mission statement.
Yes. Amazing. Say them again.
Okay, so the last chapter that was a couple years at least was Healing and Hustling.
Healing and Hustling.
And now we're into Rooted and Rising.
Rooted and
so
rising.
A little more grounded, a little more confident, a little feeling better about things in life, and rising, and just good things coming.
Absolutely. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for being a guest on my podcast.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here, like I said. And I always tell people about the show, and I'm like, go be a guest. And a lot of people they're like, I'm not promoting anything. I'm like, you don't have to be.
You don't have to be promoting anything. Just come chat.
Come chat. I think it's so, like I said, artists need more platforms to be able to talk about themselves and share. And because I want people to learn and do well in this industry, and I'm not looking at it competitively. I think there's spots for everyone.
Absolutely. At the very least, take this as like practice for like when you're on Conan or like Jimmy Kimmel or
100%,
something.
100%. You gotta get used to it.
It's interview practice.
It is.
Get it?
Yep.
I love it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you and talking to you and all the support that you've given the podcast. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for watching this interview. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you in the next interview.